Okay, we are back with some more Ren. We're doing the part 3 of Money Game. This time there's an official video. Guys, I heard what y'all saying about the part 2 with the lyric video. Like I said, I did have the lyric video when it was on the side. And I just went back and rewatched it anyways because y'all telling me like, you gotta rewatch it, dude. And I did. I did my free time. I went back and rewatched it. And it was really cool. It was really cool, but I don't think it adds anything extra to the song. You know what I mean? We're here to analyze the song, the lyrics and stuff. The visuals are cool, but I feel like there's a lot of, lyric videos like that before where it's just images of what they're saying. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think it takes away from the music that I didn't watch that. But also, I feel like if I did watch that, it probably would have distracted me from paying attention to the lyrics because that happens with normal music videos all the time. So yeah. Anyways, part 3, here we are. I wonder what they're going to be cooking this time. Let's go. Let's just check it out. Produced by Secret Garden Party, Ren, and Square Sun Studios. Let's go. Oh my god. How do people do that? Is that just muscle memory? Got a motherfucking bag on his head too. Or spiraling. Oh. Oh. Wait, that's fucking fire. Lower octave. Wait, what if all part 1 and part 2 were different people with bags on their head? And now they're colliding. I don't know. This is like the first time this is happening. Taking off the bag? It's red, is it not? Yeah.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends.
Interesting.
14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating.
Genius.
16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18,
interesting. Who's the story
and his daddy
about?
tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19.
Interesting. Interesting. Do you guys think that's like the actual mindset of like, the rich people that are like, do you think that's a mindset? I wonder. That people don't give a fuck about you. You take everything you can. It's like no one gives a fuck about it. Dude, I don't even know, guys. This is kind of like mentally exhausting already. I don't want to.
18 and his daddy tells him now.
Let's just keep going.
This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth.
Dude, the
If you
piano's sick.
manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here, son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27,
Oh,
dealing nuclear
dangerous.
and shells in Iran. 28, inside
Uh-oh.
the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval, moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34,
So wait, but what? This guy's life is turning into a fucking disaster, dude. Hold on. He was like building up this thing of like fucking like power and shit, money and power. What's this thing about? If you manipulate the data, then a lie will sell itself. True. I feel like there's a whole thing going on that people don't realize. Like we all remember there's a nuclear arms race back in the day, but nowadays there's an AI arms race where it's like you got to have like cybersecurity. Dude, I watched an interview with the guy that made fucking like, he didn't make AI, but he's like the CEO of Scale AI. And apparently all the like fucking AIs out there, including ChatGPT, use their fucking algorithms and stuff. And he was just like saying some shit about how there's like, people don't realize that the next big fucking arms race right now is literally AI. Because if you can control that, you can control like what's, his thing was like is censorship, like in China, because they're the big competitor with America in terms of AI advancements. And with China, like you can't even tell an AI like what happened in Tiananmen Square or whatever. You can't even like ask questions about their president. Like it's very heavily censored, and they control that information however they want because the government like is above all the companies there. So I'm wondering, just like, where's this going? I'm kind of getting sidetracked. I'm sorry. Listen here, you're sitting in that palace. You don't mean you won. Business shift. He switches business to arms, dealing nuclear arms in Iran. Bought him a seat at the Senate. I like that he's like going like through ages and stuff and like the progression of someone's life. Although I'm trying to figure out who it is, but I don't know if it's getting kind of specific. But like if this person actually did all of this stuff, they wouldn't be a free man, right? Surely they're not walking around free man, just living their life still, and hopefully they're in prison, right? Surely.
tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34,
why get into the drug game?
with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the popo inside of his pocket.
Money makes the world go round.
35, he gets a call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack. I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion. Heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39,
Oh, God.
getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward.
Go against the cartel.
In his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
Interesting. The man that kind of had it all and just threw it away. Is the beat going to get like intense here? I got a feeling it's going to get intense here. Strings.
Let me tell you a story about a boy
Oh.
named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41, he wasn't walking. 42, not walking quickly. 43, never running round the pavements of his city. 44, inside a palace.
Oh, the strings
with a
are so
mountain
pretty.
of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic.
Wait, is he saying like, oh my god, like it's a different version of you, of them, of she, of me? Like if we were all born into that kind of life, that is very possible that we could have went down that route too. That's an interesting perspective. That's possible. If you want to think about like multiple timelines and shit, that means, you know what I mean? Like that's a possibility. That's a real possibility.
And it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Call the music.
Okay, put me down.
This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy. Community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide.
Hyperpolarized
Truth is less
facts.
important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution?
What? There's a gun on the table. Is he?
Everything is subject to change.
Mm-hmm.
We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains.
True.
But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd, if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface, then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise.
How many bullets you put in that gun? He's gonna kill the people.
45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants. He is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father.
Oh.
Such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
Damn. Oh my god, dude, the pause to add the suspense or the tension, to let the tension build a little bit. Jesus Christ. I don't know if I should probably not pause on that screenshot. Dude, damn. I like this one. I feel like this one isn't like super bar intensive. Like obviously there's bars and shit in here, but I feel like the part 1 and 2 have like a lot more focus on the lyricism, and this one has a lot more focus on the storytelling for sure. And again, it's the same kind of idea being brought up again. And I think it's important. It's just different because like I'm watching this all within like a month, within a few weeks or whatever. And like for people that were there along the ride, they got surprised, you know what I mean? A few years later, boom, a new one, and boom, you know, like, so that idea is fresh again. But for me, it's like we've heard this idea 3 times in the past few weeks. So I don't really have much extra to add on to it. You know what I mean? I don't know what else I can say. He's saying everything there is to be said. He's speaking the facts. They all come from people's ideas. Borders, an invention, law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution, everything is subject to change. We could be living in utopias if we use our brains. I feel like the solution's always simple. It's just a matter of getting to that solution is never simple. That's just because I feel like humans are such unique beings. we're different than other life forms on the planet. You know what I mean? There's so much randomness within ourselves that when you combine us and look at the whole, it's just impossible to formulate a thing where there's so much unity. I don't know. I just feel like it's again, I feel like it's a cynical aspect or a viewpoint where it's like it just seems impossible for the entire world to really work together. I don't know, man. Again, it's just like such an unfortunate fucking kind of world we live in, and it's like we're blessed for a lot of us. We're blessed to live in like a country that's a first world country at least. You know what I mean? I don't want to, because America's kind of fucked up right now, and Canada's not the best, but we still live in a first world country, which is still better than, you know, some other places in the world where there's literally fucking wars and bombs dropping right outside your house type shit. I don't know, man. I really don't know, but I like that Ren's talking about this. Leaving a comment for the algorithm. This is a masterpiece. Can't wait for everyone to see this labor of love. Never been so excited to share something with the world and nervous at the same time. Yeah, I love how the videos just, they really evoke the emotions too. His intensity, his facial expressions, his body movements. Like, he's a pretty good fucking actor. But then again, it's like, is he really acting? I don't think so, because this is like passion. You know what I mean? It's coming from his heart. This is coming from his brain. He feels these emotions. Even though it's like, you're technically acting for a video, but it's real shit. Anyone else think Ren should make a full on-stage musical? I'm not a big fan of musicals at all. If anything, I'd say I don't like musicals. But you know what? That'd be actually really fucking cool. I think that'd be really cool. Ren is a musical genius. We can all agree on that, but let's appreciate the production behind all these videos. The camera work is out of this world. Told a better story in 10 minutes than most movies within 2 hours. Yeah, fair enough. Sam's filming is as masterful and brilliant as your music, Ren. Storytelling, filmmaking, theater at the level of genius. No record deal can give you this uniqueness. Devoted fan, age 57. Guys, I wonder if like, if he was with like a record label, do you think they'd green light this type of music? Do you think they'd be like, oh yeah, let's put this out there? You know what I mean? Yeah, let's promote this. I feel like record labels would not want this to get promoted. You know, I mean, record labels classic. Art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. Amazing, Ren and Sam. Art should comfort the disturbed, but also disturb the comfortable. Interesting. Leaving this comment when someone likes, I can watch it again. 71 years old and pretty hard to impress anymore, but this young man has blown me away. That's nice. The crime that this doesn't have many more millions of views. It's a masterpiece, very important message. The piano, the film work, the vocals, the lyrical masterpiece. I've been following Ren for 6 years. I can't get enough. This dude needs to be protected at all costs. He's creating a whole level of art. We gotta see what it leads to. True. Sam, is that like one of his buddies? It's the cameraman apparently. But oh, is he the cameraman for like all of his music videos? That'd be really cool. That'd actually be really cool. I wonder. All right, guys, I don't really have much to add on to this because I feel like I've said all I need to say about the fucking world and capitalist dog shit and just the way human behavior is. I feel like I've talked a lot about that already in the first 2 parts. But it is really interesting just to see how Ren continues this like saga and how they just make this thing come to life, this idea come to life. They really executed on this. It's really awesome. So keep or delete, dude. I will keep. What will I rate this track? I really like the storytelling, but I also really like the bars. And I feel like this one's more heavily leaning towards the storytelling than like double entendre, multi-syllabic internal rhymes and stuff. You know what I mean? So I'll give this, keep or delete, keep. What am I rating this one? I'll go like an 8-8 for this one. I'll go for an 8-8 for this one. The production was really cool too. When the strings came in, they gave me chills, man. I like strings, especially live strings. 8-8, really awesome video, dude. Ren, he knows how to cook, and his brain is fucking special, dude. Very special.